Hi guys, this is officially month 6, week 24. I just wanted to make a video log before I forget and give you guys a quick update of what's going on. As far as my pregnancy goes, it's been difficult up to this point, and let's see, I guess I'll start out with some, I hate to call them complaints, but that's pretty much what they are. I'm still achy. Like you guys know, I clean houses for a living, and vacuuming, unfortunately, is something that always needs to be done. And before I was pregnant, I was able to vacuum 3 floors in one house and then go to another house and vacuum another 3 floors, along with all of the other responsibilities that go with cleaning a house. But it's really hard to do that anymore. I will vacuum 1 floor and I can already feel it before I'm done that it's going to give me hell later on in the day. So it makes me really not want to go to work, because I know that I'm going to hurt at the end of the day. But I have hired someone to take over the houses that I clean, and but I still need to go along with her until I feel that she's capable of doing it by herself, so that I can still have some income while I take my maternity leave. So I should be able to stop working at 7 months. And it's kind of stressful for me, because I know that when I stop cleaning the houses that I won't be able to go back, once I'm 8-9 months pregnant. So if there's any problems, then I may lose those clients. And that's a sacrifice that I'll just have to make. So that's really stressful. I feel like if I wasn't pregnant and I had to not work, I'd be able to deal with the stresses of that a little bit more. But because my emotions are all over the place, there's all of these things attached to that, like feeling guilty that I'm not able to work, or feeling incompetent, or whatever. So I'm constantly telling myself, it's okay, this is what needs to happen, and we'll get back on track. And when it comes down to it, I have enough money to have my maternity leave. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. Like I said, my emotions are still all over the place, and I try not to focus on it too much, because I know that focusing on it too much is going to make it worse for me in the long run. But that's just how I deal with emotions. I confront them and try to figure out where they're coming from, but unfortunately, being pregnant doesn't really help, because sometimes they're so strong that you tend to forget that you're pregnant, and understand that is where it's coming from. Definitely short of breath. I can see in some of your videos, all of your videos, you guys are close to the same due date as me. You tend to be out of breath in your videos too. And it kind of sounds like at times that you just finished walking up 3 flights of stairs, when really you just got up to set up your camera to make a video log. But I guess that's what you should expect anyway, so I'm not worried about it. I was having problems with my sacrum, I guess. I guess it was called sacroiliitis. And it only seems to bother me after a day of work. And I've been trying to not work as much, so it hasn't been bothering me too much. But this week I have probably about 7 houses to clean, and that's and they're all spread out, but it's still gonna, this should be the last week that I'm doing them by myself. And I don't like doing it because it's not just the vacuuming that scares me. It's the chemicals that I use. I mean, they're not even really major chemicals or anything. I try to stay away from bleach and use nicer products as much as I can, but sometimes you can't get around it. So I find myself going into a bathroom and spraying down a shower while holding my breath, and then leaving, letting it sit, and then coming back and like holding my breath. And masks don't do anything unless I'm wearing a gas mask. So that concerns me a lot too. What else? Oh, as you can see, I'm wearing this monitor. Little electrodes here. I have one here, and then I have one down here. And that is monitoring my heart, because I have a heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And it's actually very common in a lot of people, but a lot of people don't get it diagnosed. But unfortunately, about 5 years ago, I had a episode, and where I wasn't doing anything, and I passed out. And I went to the emergency room because it was so weird for it to happen, and they checked out my heart, and sure enough, I have this problem. And it's basically where your heart is. I have a big heart. The 2 atriums of your heart, the septum in the middle, the muscle that is in between the 2 atriums is like 3 times bigger than it should be. So when I have what they call PVCs, and you guys would know them as palpitations, but when I have palpitations, the blood doesn't pump through as efficiently as it should, so blood's not going to where it needs to in my body. During childbirth with my first child, I didn't have any problems with it, but throughout that pregnancy I was told to keep updated with a cardiologist, so that's what I'm doing this time. And I had some, like a few scares, or a couple scares, I guess you could say, where I have the palpitations, and immediately after I have one palpitation, my vision kind of tunnels out. So my cardiologist wanted me to put this heart monitor on, so I get to press this record button. There's like a little box. Oops. Or whatever. I won't show it to you. But there's this like little box, and you press record once you have a symptom, and then it records your heartbeat. And so we're keeping that closely monitored. And what else? Oh, quick stop this and do a new video.